Hey, what is up, everyone? Pete the Guttural Monk here. As promised, this is my 2015 wrap-up video. So the albums I'm going to show you today were in various points of transit when I recorded my last video at the end of December. I'm going to start on the 2016 stuff soon, but for now, this is going to be the farewell to 2015 with these 17 albums. First up, from Germany, out right now on Non-Surveillum Records, this is the second full-length from Invoker with Aeon. Killer, black and death metal with a lot of thrash influence, fucking violent and aggressive as hell. This is actually my first go with this band, but I'm definitely going to check out their first full length at some point in the future. This flew under a lot of radars this year, so if you were one that didn't catch this one, check this album out now. Fucking awesome stuff from Invoker. Next up, I didn't even know they had pressed this one on CD until I saw it mentioned in one of Sean Count Blaggert's videos. This is Malefices with Hurlemort. So what this is a bunch of rehearsal tracks. I think it was one live rehearsal session featuring tracks from two of their demos, one of their splits, and I think there's an original track on here as well. Really killer, kind of lo-fi, buzzy, fuzzy, fucking black metal from Canada. This is out on Final Agony Recordings right now. Fucking awesome stuff. Really dig this one. I'm going to look for more Malefices in the future because I have a feeling these guys are going to put out some quality material. Next up, this fucking album. It is so fucking unfortunate that these guys released this album in the middle of December. This would have hit on so many year-end lists, it's not even funny. Triumvir from Portland, Oregon. This was such a fucking monstrous, disgusting, dripping death metal album that I can't even begin to tell you how fucking awesome it is. Little gatefold, thin digipack. Not thrilled about the packaging, but the fucking album itself is unbelievable. Take a shot at the dudes there. If you were one that missed this album, and I'm not surprised that you are, because this came out, like I said, in the middle of December, check this shit out right now. I'm going to have the spelling of it in the description, because it's kind of hard to read that nonsense up there, but fuck yeah, man. This stuff rules. Note to bands, don't release albums in the middle of December. It doesn't do you any justice, unfortunately. Anyway, next up, this one came out back in like March or something. I just failed to pick it up. I saw it at a really good price, so I figured why not add it to the collection. This was the new one from Code. This is Mute. So they kind of threw away their black metal influence altogether with this album. This is just a straight up kind of progressive rock album, to be honest with you. I love their earlier stuff. Resplendent Grotesque, one of my favorite Code albums. They always mix the clean, kind of harmonious vocals with the disgusting dredge of fucking black metal as well. But like I said, no black metal on this album whatsoever. Just a pretty clean, straightforward, progressive rock album, but it's still pretty good, and I felt the need to kind of have it in my collection. Anyway, another album that I should have picked up at some point in the year. This is Pissgrave. Everybody's seen this one. Suicide Euphoria, Profound Lore Records. Obviously, you've probably heard this one already. Disgusting, grinding, fucking processed death metal with just a fucking, grotesque and, repulsive edge to it. Honestly, an album that will make you take a shower afterwards because it's fucking disgusting. Just don't shower in that shower because that's fucking gross. Another one that came out really late in the year and probably would have hit on a lot of year-end record lists had it been released just a tad earlier. And being from Northern Silence Productions, I mean, it's hard to get their shit into the country anyway. But this was the new one from Horn. This was Feldpost. Fucking awesome, beautiful black metal, lots of atmosphere. Really cool digipack release. The inlay is actually kind of built right into the digipack there. Really fucking fantastic stuff. Horn, I've already mentioned in a couple of my videos. He is one of my favorite one-man atmospheric black metal projects. Obviously, he hails from Germany. If you haven't checked out any of Horn's stuff, I recommend checking out the first two albums. Pick up that double disc release that I talked about in my year-end list. It's fantastic. You get the best of his material there, and then work your way through the rest of his discography. Yet another album that came out really late in the year. Enisum. The name of this one is Arpitanian Lands. This dude is from Italy. Another one-man atmospheric black metal. Nice, simple, straightforward digipack release with an insert there. This was a fucking fantastic album. Just very, very long, so definitely it's a commitment album. It runs for about an hour, but beautiful, beautiful atmospheric black metal with a little bit of ambient passages peppered in there. But another fantastic album that you may have missed just because of its time of release there. This album fucking rocks. This would have been on my year-end list had I gotten it a little bit sooner and spent a little bit more time with it. These guys are from fucking Iran. Next Carnis. The name of this one is Obscure Visions of Dark. Fucking gory, fun, throwback death metal album. Like I said, they fucking hail from Iran. Their drummer is actually a member of Heaving Earth. He's actually stationed in the Czech Republic, so he's doing everything, what I can only assume, via the internet for these guys. But this is a fucking obscure gem from 2015 that's really kind of difficult to get your hands on. But try to track this one down, stream it if you have to. Fucking awesome old school death metal album from Next Carnis. I can't wait to see what they do in the future. This album kind of flew under my radar, and I'm embarrassed to say so. I'm a huge ACaUAR fan, and the Antichrist Imperium came out of fucking nowhere. I don't follow them on Facebook or anything, so I had no idea that this thing even existed. But essentially, this is the 6th ACaUAR album. These are tracks that were kind of left on the cutting room floor. And I think Matt Wilcock, obviously David Gray, they kind of got together and they put this one, this album to light. They let it see the light of day. I kind of broke the jewel case there, but I got to replace that eventually. If you're a fan of ACaUAR, I highly recommend that you check this out. The only part that's going to bug you, because it bugs the shit out of me, unfortunately, are, what's his name, Sam Loyne's vocals. It's not Jason Mendonca. He tries to kind of hit those gutturals and those cleans the way he does, and he sounds fantastic in voices where they're their own band. But when it's really kind of intense ACaUAR worship, or not even worship, but record songs, it falls a little bit flat for me. But nonetheless, fantastic stuff. The Antichrist Imperium. If you're a fan of ACaUAR, you have to check that one out. This one we waited for a long time. I don't know how many people were excited about this one as I was, but this is the new one from Troglodyte. Anthropological Curiosities and the Unearthed Archaeological Relics. Fucking mouthful of an album. It's like a half-hour long, fucking brutal death metal, a little bit of grind influence, a little bit of old school influence as well. Troglodyte, if you don't know, are they kind of sing about Bigfoot, and that's fucking awesome with me. Cool artwork going on all over this one. Simple. There's no book or anything. It's literally just this here. Love this stuff. Troglodyte fucking rules. I've mentioned them a couple times when I used to just do the blog thing, but big fan of Troglodyte. Love everything that they do. This one I got for real cheap. Not thrilled with the album, but again, I felt the need to pick it up because of the price that I saw it at. This was the new one from Gore Lust. We Are the Undead. Kind of cool because this is their first full length in literally 20 years. The last one was called The Reign of Lunacy. I think that one came out in 1995. More brutal death metal. Nothing crazy here. Straightforward stuff, but an old school band trying to make a little resurgence in 2015. Was worth the effort, certainly worth the price that I paid for it. So check that one out if you're a fan of them or bands like them. I have a couple vinyl before I get into the reissues. So this one I opted to get on vinyl because I couldn't find the CD version, which is crazy. Got it at an awesome price as well. This one's been talked about on YouTube a lot, so I'm not going to really kind of dwell on it, but this is Antlers with A Gaze Into the Abyss. Awesome atmospheric black metal from Germany. This is my first go-ahead with the band. I was listening to this one earlier in the year, trying to find a copy on CD. Never kind of happened. Saw it in an awesome distro. Saw it at a great price. Had to have this one. Cool fucking gold, highlight on the album cover there. Awesome stuff. If you haven't checked out Antlers, definitely do so if you are a fan of atmospheric black metal. This fucking album also been talked about a lot on YouTube. Not going to dwell on it for too long, but fuck yeah, man. The new Autopsy, Skull Grinder, 7-song EP, kind of halfway to an album. Not quite an EP, though. I don't know what they want to consider it, but I consider it fucking awesome. This is just on black, as was the Antlers, so I'm not going to really take everything out for you, but this has a cool kind of, insert card as well. Nothing needs to be said about Autopsy that hasn't been said before. Autopsy fucking kicks ass. I didn't pick up the After the Cutting box set. I'd like to. I just feel it's too expensive. I own everything else that they've ever really released, so I just don't feel the need to pick that one up. Unless I find it at a decent price, then I'll buy it in the future. But Can't wait for Skullgrinder to come out on CD. Definitely going to pick that one up. I'll show you that one in a future 2016 video for sure. But fucking Autopsy rules. You should know that already. But, you know, I'm just going to tell you again. Reissues. The Crypt had a fucking awesome end to 2015. They were just blasting through reissues. They're going to have a lot of awesome stuff in 2016 as well. Ted does such a fantastic job with that label. The communication that he has with bands, the way that he presents their reissues is really fucking special. So thank you, Ted. Keep up the good work. This is one of the most recent ones. This is the 1995 album from Undercroft. This is called Relinquished Souls, or Twisted Souls, I'm sorry. Relinquished Souls to somebody else. But these guys started out in Chile, then I think they moved to Sweden, then I think they moved to Germany. I don't even know where they're based right now. It might be Germany. Thrashy death metal. Undercroft really kicks ass. Very, very obscure album. I'm going to try to get you to see the album cover there. That's really fucking cool shit. Check this one out. It is available now on Dark Descent Records web store, so you can pick that one up pretty easily there. Another one that the Crypt put out late in the year. This album is so fucking cool to finally have in the collection. Seeming Salvation from Epitaph. Fucking love this album. This was originally 1991 or something like that, 92. Awesome to have this album in the collection. This is their only full-length. They did that cool split with Excruciate back in the day, and the Crypt reissued that one earlier this year as well. I showed you that in an earlier video. But Seeming Salvation, Epitaph, check it out. Same thing, Dark Descent Records web store. He has it in stock right now. The last two... So this album I already own, but I never owned it with the original cover. This was Blasphemy Made Flesh, Cryptopsy, one of my all-time favorite technical death metal, old school death metal albums. I've always been such a fan of that cover, but the reissue that I had kind of had that like reimagined cover where it was just like a fucking flower in a playground or something like that. Mad lame. This is fucking cool as hell to finally own. Digipack, Hammerheart Records. 2015 reissue. There's no special, you know, bonus tracks or anything to it. It's just the album. The album kicks ass. Happy to have a couple copies in my collection. Happy to finally have the actual cover going on. I don't need to talk more about that one because if you haven't heard that one, you shouldn't be watching these videos anyway. And then this is the final reissue. This is Gorguts with Obscura. This is the Century Media treatment. I'm pretty sure that Season of Mist did this one this year as well. I can only hope that between the two labels they reissue all of the Gorguts back catalog because my collection is seriously lacking in Gorguts. Just because, you know, albums I consider dead are just fucking impossible to find. But yeah, Obscura came at the end of 2015, so like I said, hopefully there's going to be some more stuff coming out in this year. That's all I got right now. Check out a couple things. Check out the description. Please subscribe if you haven't. Thank you guys so much for subscribing the way that you have been. There are almost 200 of you. It's fucking amazing that you guys like to listen to me talk, but check out the albums that I talk about. That's what I'm here for. So, yeah, I'll see you in a couple weeks with some 2016 stuff. I also have an idea for some kind of spotlights on a couple obscure bands that I'd like to focus on this year and, you know, tune you guys into a couple bands that you might not have heard before. But until next time, cheers.